and today I'm going to open up and review two classic Lalaloopsy Littles that we have not reviewed on this channel, even though I did used to have them, but we were not doing videos then.
No, it was a long time ago.
Long time ago, and especially this one I was not able to keep because I played with her so much.
Yeah.
So I'm very excited to have one now that I can keep in better shape.
Yeah. And neither one of these two were included in the recent anniversary re-release, were they?
No, neither of these characters were.
No.
So this is very exciting.
Yeah, we found them at a flea market in the past year or so, I think.
Oh, we found them at the flea market over the summer.
Over the summer, yeah.
And we just recently posted the video. We actually hadn't posted the video.
That's right. It was our year-end surprise video.
Yes.
Yeah.
So we were kind of holding on to this one, and since we just posted that video not too long ago, we thought it was a good time to now do this one.
Yes.
Because, well, we thought it was a good time for a number of reasons.
Yeah.
Because we also wanted to, in this video, kind of chat about Lalaloopsy. Because this year is their 15th anniversary.
Yes, it is. 15 years of Lalaloopsy.
So
it's exciting.
Yeah, it's really exciting. And right now, there's not really any new stuff going on, unfortunately.
Yeah, it's been kind of a ride for Lalaloopsy, right?
Yeah.
A lot of ups and downs.
They had their anniversary, their big anniversary push. I mean, technically 2020 was their 10th anniversary, but they did a big push in 2021.
To celebrate.
Yeah, to celebrate that. And we got so many dolls. There was a lot of re-releases of classic favorite dolls, a few new characters in there. Really exciting time that was.
Right.
Yeah.
And it only lasted a few seasons, and then they've been kind of off the scene again.
Yeah, they've gone quiet again, unfortunately. So we kind of wanted to talk about some reasons why we think it might have happened like that.
Right. There's a lot of, there's been we get questions all the time about what's happening with Lalaloopsy, are they going to come back, or are they, and, of course we don't know.
No idea.
But, we think a lot about the, that re-release and, that anniversary celebration.
And I mean, they did some things really right.
Yeah. What happened with it.
Yeah.
And, we think a lot, there was a lot of stuff they did well.
Yeah.
And there was some stuff they could have done better.
We think maybe would have made a difference, and maybe gotten more people's attention. So we're just going to talk about that, and we're going to open these and chat about them. And so here is the back of the box for Stumbles, Bumps, and Bruises, who is of course Rosie's little sister.
And she was kind of like a playset doll.
Yes,
which is really cool.
You can do a lot of things with her to make her feel better. So it's very much like a kind of doctor playset. It's so fun.
Yeah.
She comes with a lot of really fun stuff.
They're also advertising the rocker and stroller on the back there.
Yes!
Which is a fun little playset.
That was a really fun set.
Also.
Oh my gosh, they had some really fun stuff for the Littles.
Yeah.
It was really awesome. And there's the whole series of Littles at the time.
Right.
Which, those were all the Littles that were at that time.
That's who was out at the time.
So it definitely expanded a lot more after that. But
they did.
That was all the Littles.
That was the lineup back when Stumbles came out. And
then we have Specs. And there were only 4 at the time that Specs came out.
And she came out.
She was one of the very first Littles.
She was one of the original 4. She was Bee's little sister.
Yes. Specs reads a lot. And she has a traditional little sister swing tag.
Which I love.
Which we love the swing tags.
We have tons of these collected.
Yes. We keep them in a big binder.
So we saved all our swing tags.
Yeah, it says, Specs reads a lot, sewn on March 14th from a schoolgirl's uniform, and her personality is bashful and a super genius. So we are back, and Stumbles and Specs are both out of the box, and they are so cute.
They are. So cute.
So Stumbles, you can actually see a little bit on her face. She has a little boo-boo up there.
Yes.
And so one of her features is you can use this little bandage to wipe it away. If you do, it's a color change, basically.
it's a cold water color change,
yeah,
I think.
It's cold water color change. And then she has her little cast on, just showing some of her,
yeah, some of the little things.
Features. But she has this really cute little robe she's wearing and little, pajamas underneath.
Super cute.
And her little bunny slipper, her one bunny slipper.
Right, her one bunny
She is just so cute.
And then she's got the little stethoscope she comes with that like makes noise, and it actually still works. This one I don't know if you can hear it, but.
So yeah, it's supposed to be like
funny sounds,
funny noises. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So that's really cute.
And then she's got a little. Oh, this is one of those disappearing.
It's a disappearing
bottles.
sippy cup bottle.
And these don't work well, like after a long time.
Yeah.
Usually.
But that's how it started.
But that is how it started, and you can kind of still see it do it a little bit.
Mm-hmm. So that's her juice. Cute.
And then she's got a little bottle here as well.
Mm-hmm. Medicine.
And then here is her pet, who is a little teddy bear who you can help fix up. Mm-hmm. So he actually comes apart, so you can put him back together.
Yeah, each of like his arms and legs all come off.
Yes.
Yep. So you can put him back together.
The little bandaged ones.
Mm-hmm. Really cute.
So those are all her little features. This is a really fun set. I vividly remember all the excitement around this set when it came out. I remember the commercial.
Yes.
Which, you know, like a lot of the commercials did, used like a traditional song, like a public domain original, like a classic tune.
It was like da 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 da.
Yeah.
Da da da, something like that, right?
Yeah. That was hers.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was her song. I remember that too. Remember that.
I don't know what the name of that tune is, but it's an old.
It's like an old classical. Yeah.
Yes.
It gets used in commercials a lot. I remember that. All right, and then here's little Specs.
Specs.
She's so cute.
We love her. One of the original Littles. I love her glasses so much.
So cute.
Yeah, and those are attached to her.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that come off.
And then she's got her little suspenders and tie and her buttons here.
So cute.
And her little shoes.
Is that a one-piece outfit? I can't remember. It might be two pieces.
It's a one-piece
It's a one-piece.
Yes, it's a one-piece outfit. And then there's her sewn-on date.
Yep, they all have their sewn-on dates just like their big sisters. Super cute.
Yes.
Remember all the excitement around the Littles coming out.
Oh, yes. Yeah, my first one was bundles.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
And then she has her little bookworm.
Yeah.
And then she also comes with, because all of the dolls used to come with posters, even the Littles.
Even Littles.
So she has, on this side, it's the whole group photo. And then on the other side, it is just a picture of Specs.
Her. Isn't that cute?
Yeah, so now that we have both of these girls out of the box, we're going to chat a little bit about the most recent anniversary and what we would hope for if anything else ever happened for Lalaloopsy.
For the 15 years.
Yes.
So what do you think like are some of the things that they did really well in the 10-year anniversary?
The absolute first thing that comes to mind is related to Littles. It's Comet Starlight.
Yes.
Because that felt like it really did something that needed to be done, which was finally give Dot a sibling.
Right.
She never had
Dot
one.
was the only one in the original 8 who never had a sibling.
Yeah.
So they fixed that.
Yeah, the fact that they fixed that, like, even if nothing else happens, I really appreciate that when they had that chance to come back, that's something they felt like they had to do, and I'm so glad that they did that. Then, same thing with Stormy, because Stormy was not, the Stormy that existed was for We're Lalaloopsy, and the Cloudy that existed was an original doll, so they actually did Stormy and Cloudy both as original dolls, so they could play together. That's the other thing I think about.
Yes.
So Comet and Stormy, just for me personally, were really exciting because Dot is my favorite Lalaloopsy ever, and I always wanted her to have a sibling.
Yes.
And because Stormy is a really favorite character for me as well. So the fact that she could play with her sister finally was very exciting.
I thought those were really important too.
And I think like the new characters we did get was, you know, Comet being one of them. There were some other new little sisters as well for some of the other characters, which were really cool. And we also got that big set that had Crumpet and Teacup, which were new characters, and I felt like those were really good new characters as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, those are like, as far as like the doll releases, the things that I was the most excited about.
Yeah. As far as like what they could have done better on the doll releases, what are your thoughts about that?
I think they should have put out minis right away.
Yes.
That is the first thing that comes to mind. I don't know why they didn't. They waited. So for people who maybe don't remember exactly how all of this went down in 2021, the first series included a bunch of re-release characters and little sisters, some of which were new, and then included some big sets. So there was a Candle and her sister big set, and then there was an even bigger one that had Suzette and her sister, and then Crumpet and Teacup, who are the new characters. And that set came both together and separately. You could get it either way. But that set is notable for being the only set to include minis. The big expensive set was the only set that included minis in that first season. And you guys are probably thinking, but I remember there being minis in the 2021 release, and there were, but they didn't come until the spring of 2022. So I feel like that was a huge miss because they didn't have minis for the holidays. They didn't have minis for the holidays, and minis are just such an important part of the brand. Because they are what a lot of people collect. There's a lot of people who just collect minis. There's a lot of people who predominantly collect minis. And I just think that a lot of people were waiting for minis, which is totally understandable. I think that when that first wave came out, people were saying, I'm going to wait for the minis to come out. And they waited, and I feel like it just read to MGA as like the dolls aren't selling, but it didn't mean there wasn't interest. It just means that people wanted minis. And so then when the minis did come out, I feel like they did sell really well. I remember them selling out on Amazon. Yeah,
the minis sold really well whenever they did release them, but the fact that they didn't release them until the second
season
wave, the second season.
We kind of break it up into like there were 3 seasons.
Kind of 3 waves.
There were like seasons, 3 seasons of that era of Lalaloopsy. So there was the first big one, then there was the second one that had the minis and the bubbly mermaids, and then the third one had Color Me and a few more minis. And the second wave of those minis, they didn't get a wide release at all. They were almost Amazon exclusive. To this day, I know a lot of people are still searching for them.
And that was really bad. Because again, minis are what a lot of people wanted, right? That's what people wanted.
Exactly.
So it's weird that they didn't do a better job of that.
And another thing I would say as far as doll releases is that they should have done more new characters. Like I said, I loved Crumpet and Teacup, and of course Comet and all the new. They should have done more completely new Lalaloopsy characters, because I feel like in the original run of Lalaloopsy, that was such a huge integral part of the brand. Yes, they did do re-releases of the original 8 even back then, but there were always new dolls on the shelves. So like I feel like for us longtime collectors, a lot of the dolls that were coming out were ones that we already had. I feel like that was, again, a lot of people were probably saying, I'm going to wait, which is completely, again, really understandable that a lot of people were like, I'm going to wait for...
Yeah, we heard that a lot. We heard a lot of people saying, I'm going to wait for the next release of large dolls.
And that makes sense. So much sense, because the expectation with Lalaloopsy is that they would do new characters, because they always did.
They always did,
that's a big thing, I would say.
I think that's a huge thing. I think it would have been great if there was more of a balance. Reproductions are great.
They are.
For, people that are coming into a brand, but I think they should have had more recognition that there were people that were going to want to collect new dolls.
And I think that they even could have done the existing characters in a way that felt new for longtime fans.
Oh, so like Super Silly Party.
If you look, I was about to say that. If you look at the 5th anniversary, which is Super Silly Party, the dolls had all new hairstyles, all new outfits, all new packaging. But it was Jewel, Crumbs, Mittens, Peanut. It was existing
But we wanted to buy them because we didn't have them in those looks.
They were really different looking from
They were very different. I think existing people who already had the dolls would have wanted them again.
Yeah, we did. So I feel like that would have worked better. I would have loved to see them do something like that. And straight re-releases are good too. I know there's people who want the original looks. But I feel like it would have been cool if, for characters like Jewel and things like that, just have them have new outfits, because they used to have so many outfits back in the day. Even fashion packs, even just making new fashion packs available.
I was just thinking that. Like,
would have done wonders.
Packs would have been cool too.
I feel like, and that's an accessible thing.
Just something to engage the, older collectors, fans who already had a lot of the existing stuff, a little more. you know, give them some new stuff to collect. Yeah.
So those are like, as far as doll releases, I would say the biggest things. Even the minis were pretty much all re-released.
Right.
Minis.
You could have put the minis in new looks.
So like if you collected minis and you had all those minis already, again, there wasn't much incentive.
They were all the same.
You know,
because
the new
there
ones
was one
coming
new
out
one.
were the same.
There was one.
There were new ones. There were new ones.
Yeah, not many.
Well, Crumpet and Teacup got minis. So,
okay, yeah, I was thinking.
you know,
You're right.
like
You're right. But I was thinking of the ones that, like, there was one mermaid one that was new that came out in the single releases.
Yes.
But most of them were reproductions.
Yeah. Well, I guess the mermaids. That's something else to talk about too.
Well, yeah.
You know, the term gimmick dolls is used a lot in regards to Lalaloopsy.
Yeah.
And it is a very mixed feeling for a lot of fans.
Right.
I feel like, you know, they do a good job of, like, you know, bringing in, you know, maybe some younger fans, which is always important. But I feel like the fact that after the first season, all of the large dolls, the first season of the, you know, anniversary, all of the large dolls were some sort of activity doll.
Right. Like they shifted from, they did this big release of large dolls for the first wave.
Yeah.
And then they just shifted to all activity dolls.
And
like,
instead of doing new characters for regular large dolls, instead of even doing more re-releases for large dolls, they started doing these bubbly mermaids, and they started doing Color Me.
Yeah.
And Color Me, they weren't even regular Lalaloopsy dolls in this time. Like, Color Me originally, in the original Lalaloopsy run, they were...
You're right, they were plastic Lalaloopsy dolls that you could customize, and this time they were plush.
Yes.
It was really different.
Yeah.
So it's, yeah.
I feel like it might have been confusing for people, like, where the direction of things were going, because they didn't really have something for everyone.
They didn't.
You know?
Yeah. I think that was kind of the big miss. My takeaway from it, like, it's a big miss. Like Lalaloopsy for MGA could be their Cabbage Patch. It could be their Care Bears. It could be their Strawberry Shortcake. And it could be a brand that appeals to all ages.
Because it really does have that power. There's a lot of people who've grown up with it now.
Right.
But there's also new fans and new kids that would be interested. And I feel like they should have been a little bit more inclusive in pitching to all those different audiences.
If it was marketed broadly like they do with those other brands.
Yeah, like think about Care Bears and their licensing. Think about Strawberry Shortcake and their licensing.
All the things that come out that appeal to all different ages.
Yeah.
You know, if they had done that with Lalaloopsy, or if they do that, you know, I think it could really be a hit again. You know?
I think so too.
If they pitched it that way.
Yeah.
But that the content too, you know, the content they chose to release, you know, like. What was it called? It was the show where the kids did DIY stuff.
Let's Create. It was a new series they did. It was live action, and it was like DIY based, and it was very much kid focused, which is fine.
It was good. Yeah,
but I think that something that would have appealed to everybody is something animated.
Yeah.
I think that all fans would have wanted, you know, new animated webisodes, something like that. I feel like that would have really helped get Lalaloopsy back on the radar for a lot of people.
I think so too. Yeah, something that, you know, just thinking more inclusively.
Yeah.
They were at the beginning. When they first...
Yes.
We were approached to be part of... They had
the Mom Select campaign.
Yeah, the Mom Select PR firm was on board, and they had different campaigns going. We were a part of one of them that was geared towards older collectors and people who had grown up with the dolls. And
yes. And so they did have a group that was kind of posting like that. You probably remember our posts and some other people that were people who had grown up with the dolls. And I kind of was hoping that they would keep that thread all the way along. Yeah. And they kind of focused, you know, primarily on, you know, the kids marketing once they...
Yeah, after that initial push.
Yeah.
So I think it would have been great for them to continue to push it in a really inclusive way for all fans.
Yes, I think so too. Because I think that they could have gotten a lot of new kids interested, and we need that.
Yeah, for sure.
But I think that they also could have gotten the attention of people who had maybe forgotten about Lalaloopsy, but they did love it when they were growing up. Right. You know.
Right. Yeah. You could get the nostalgia audience in there too, and I think they missed that.
Yeah, I think they could have done both.
Yeah.
So. I think those are the main things, right?
I think so too.
We just kind of wanted to get this out there because we've talked about this a lot, between us.
We have.
And
And I know we've been approached by fans too, like other fans who've, wanted to talk about this a little bit. So we're starting a conversation since it is the 15-year mark now.
So what do you want to see Lalaloopsy do?
What do you guys think?
Do you, like in the future, if they do anything else?
Where do you guys want to see it go?
Yeah.
Are there any spin-off brands you'd like to see come back? We hear about Lalaloopsy Girls a lot too.
Yes.
And we love them.
Yes,
also.
we love Lalaloopsy Girls. But yeah, there were so many, there was a lot of spin-off brands that didn't, enter the whole anniversary thing.
Yeah.
There's babies, ponies, all that stuff.
There's other stuff too that they could look at. So.
And they did kind of market ponies at one point, which is interesting because the ponies weren't out.
Oh, they did. They pushed the movie.
Well, they did that with Band Together, which first, the dolls weren't out for that either.
Yeah.
And then ponies, and they pushed that on their YouTube channel, and they kind of acted like they were premiering new movies, even though they were old movies.
That. It was
So
interesting.
when we say do animated content, we're talking new animated content.
Right.
I guess I should specify that because they did start after Let's Create ended. They did start doing that.
Right.
But everyone was kind of confused because we were like, this is a movie we've seen already.
We've already seen this, and they were acting like they had new stuff. So that's not really it either.
Yeah.
So lots of ways they could go. But what do you guys want to see? We're really interested to hear what you guys would like to see.
Yeah,
Where you'd like to see Lalaloopsy go. So let's do Lalaloopsy chat. Thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you next time.
Bye.